Coach, I guess we'll start with the contract extension signed on to another year added to your deal. What is it about Liberty that makes it a special place? Are you in a place you want to continue to call home?
Yeah, John, thank you for the question. It's I really feel like it's an honor to be here, an honor to work here. I think our leadership from the top down is tremendous. Grateful for Dr. Costin, Chancellor Falwell, Ian McCall, his staff, and the board to invite us to continue on here. I just think it speaks to, there's a lot of noise these days, and like maybe thinking the grass is greener somewhere else, or you can do this here or do that there. But I think what the Lord's done here has been really special, and I'm incredibly privileged to be a part of it.
Back to the matter at hand, I guess, with these two games coming up this week, Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky, they were the first two teams you played in conference play. Do you even, you talk about how much the team has grown defensively. Do you go back and look at that? What do you see differently from your group in early January?
Yeah, I've gone back and looked at the middle game because I only do one game at a time. So, but that was January 3rd or 5th. I can't remember. So it's been a minute, and they're different. They're playing. They didn't have land when we played them. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Nick McDevitt is a fabulous coach. We've competed against him for years, so we know each other well. And I just think they present a lot of challenges, especially on the offensive end with how many positions that they can score the ball from, and the actions that they run in order to get guys in those positions. So our defense will surely be tested. I do think we've been good defensively for the most part. I don't think that was the case on Sunday against Kennesaw, but I own that. Again, I think there's times during a season that your team is going to play probably two or three times a little better than they really are, and probably two or three times not as well as not as badly as the game would dictate. But again, I think our guys are aware of the significance of the game, and honestly, I think it's a great prep for conference tournament play because they're a very, very difficult opponent.
I was going to ask a similar question to that you kind of touched on. How much do you think this game Thursday night can kind of help? Obviously, you want to win and win Saturday and get a regular season title, but ultimately the goal is to win next week in Huntsville.
Yeah.
How much do you think maybe the physicality that you'll see, the importance of every possession Thursday night might kind of help be a prelude to what you'll see next week?
Yeah, John, I think we've seen that as the games have gone on. I think the physicality, the urgency, the desperation that teams have played with, it's more and more evident. And I think we got to have that disposition too. I don't think you can have a posture of like entitlement or thinking that you've arrived. I think without the pursuit of continual growth, we'll all mire in mediocrity in whatever our endeavor is. Like, I think it's really important, and from a spiritual standpoint, that you keep pursuing. Hey, how do I invest in the best version of me? And that's certainly true for us as a team. And so I've said for a long time, since the beginning of conference play, like I'm not worried about the number by our name. Yes, everyone wants to win a conference regular season championship. I actually think it's harder than winning a conference tournament championship because of the duration of time. But the automatic bid is going to the team that wins on Saturday night 2 weeks from today. So I think, again, that's hopefully we'll invest in that continual growth and pursuit and see if we can't get to that game, because you got to get to that game in order for it to count.
I want to talk about your great free throw shooting Saturday. I guess you got there more than you've been there all year. You made more. In terms of just confidence from the line, can you build off of that? And what is that? You feel like it's more of a matchup thing that got you to the line that much in terms of the way Kennesaw was playing you, or is that something you can continue to do moving forward, get to the line as often as you did?
Yeah, I think some teams they try and outlast the whistles, and they're gonna be really physical on every possession, and I think we try to take advantage of that. Got to the line. Again, you guys, I know what the stats say. I see them. I look at them actually, and I know what the percentages are. I also have the benefit of being at practice every day and watching them shoot. So I just think it's gonna. I think our guys are gonna make them when they need to, and if they don't, we wouldn't be the only team in the country that's missing free throws. I think Ken Palm has a stat that your free throw percentage defense, and we're the worst in the league at free throw percentage.
How do you fix it?
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. But to answer your question, yeah, I think guys seeing them go in get a little more confident. There's a threshold that you have to kind of break through or to get up there and feel it again. But the real of it is the more attention that's drawn to it, the more the media puts, they put noise to it. Like our guys read social media, I'm sure. So they'll go up there and maybe think about what could be a fear that they have. So I hope in our program, like we equip them with overcoming those fears, and we do that by hoping, praying, and leading them towards their true identity. Because like that missed free throw isn't going to kill you, and that's not who you are as a person.
I think we may have asked you earlier in the season, but with the way the Conference USA says turn it up, do you see a value in getting a top 2 seed versus a 3 seed? With the way the days kind of play out, and it's become a three-way race at the end of the regular season.
Bryson, yeah, not fair for me to sit on the in front of the mic and share my personal thoughts on this one, but I honestly I've advocated, and I love our conference. I think our administration there, leadership with Judy McLeod, Cliff Douglas, their staff is fabulous. Like they know what they're doing. I have a belief that I think you should reward the regular season champion and the second place team at the highest level. I would much rather have a conference tournament that is like the WCC, where they're 1 and 2 get buys to the semifinals. I think they've earned those. I think even to put 7 versus 10 and 8 versus 9 is a disservice to the 1 seed, because they got to play the winner of the 8-9 game. Is that right? No, the 7-10 game. Is 7-10? 8-9 game. And I think it should be 9-10 versus 1 and 7-8 versus 2. Because in essence, like you're disadvantaging the 1 seed because they're probably going to play the 8 seed, and there's 2 teams that finish lower than the 8 seed that they should like. So, yeah, I've got really strong opinions about it, but I'm not sure they can listen to. But in answer to your question, I know the day off seemingly is a big deal. Our guys have won 3 games in 4 days in the Virgin Islands, and we played pretty well on back-to-back nights in Charleston. So it is what it is. That time of year, you're not worried about saving guys' legs or anything like that. You're worried about trying to win in advance. So yeah, whatever happens, we'll be ready to I think we'll at least be a 3 seed. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll either play at the last game on Thursday against 6, and if we're fortunate to advance, worry about the semifinal game, or we'll play on Wednesday against somebody really good. So that's the only thing I can tell you we're going to do is play against somebody really good.
Zach Cleveland should probably will be an all-conference player, but it seems like recently, last few games, his scoring and shooting is maybe down a little bit. Is there anything that you say to him to say, keep being yourself, keep being you, keep being aggressive? Because I think you probably agree that you need him to be at his best to win a competition.
Yeah, John, he gets a lot of attention from the defense. In my mind, he's a first-team all-conference player, if not a Player of the Year candidate. I don't think we had 1 Player of the Week throughout the whole year. And again, I think it's the consequence for playing so selflessly. And Zach cares little about how many points he scores. I do think he's drawn some major attention, and yeah, all players go through some droughts. I think he might be in a little bit of a scoring drought, but that could turn in any game. He knows what he's doing. He's got an emotional maturity about him that I trust him. Like I feel like he is he's a major weapon for us, and yeah, we'll see what happens here in the upcoming games. I mean, you walked all the way over.
Sorry, bro.
Eric, Ed, you guys got anything?
EJ, Ed?
Hey, Coach, good to see you again. Kind of week. I know wins can affect confidence in a team, whether that's good or bad, but is there an area in which you've seen this team become more confident, aside from the wins helping in that regard this season?
I think appreciate the question, Eric. I think our guys are really committed to the day. I don't think we were the best version of ourselves on Sunday. I think Kennesaw had a lot to do with it. What I want to stay away from is perfection. Like, we're not going to be perfect, and I don't want to put that expectation on them. I think we get burdened sometimes by the expectations of others, and I don't think you can operate in your truest freedom or version of yourself that I think necessitates being able to add value to someone else's life. So, or is a necessity in order to give yourself away. So I do think winning breeds some confidence, but I don't want it to be something that we get identified by. Again, we're more than just basketball players. Like, and I think that's why it's such a privilege to be a part of this campus. There's a perspective and I think a pursuit that's different than a lot of places. Thank you for the question, though.
Yeah, and along those same lines, in regards to the contract extension, what does it say about the confidence that administration over the years has built in you and your staff? Of course, faces have changed in administration over the years as well. So to gain that confidence and trust from various folks throughout the years, what does that say to you and your staff, and the confidence they continue to put in you and vice versa?
Yeah, Eric, like I said, I'm honored. I really have a deep sense of gratitude to have a chance to be here, and the commitment that they've made to us as a basketball program, our staff. We've had some fabulous people walk through our doors, assistant coaches, managers, players, and I hope they're going and planting churches, because I think this place is it's an unbelievable place for equipping to go out and be a conveyor of what training for champion for Christ means. So again, really feel blessed and privileged. I don't know if there's words that describe that appropriately, but I do have a deep sense of gratitude for all those, the administrators that aren't here and the ones that are currently here that I earlier referenced.
Richie, I got one if you don't mind. The timing of the extension, how much of that's designed to eliminate any questions or distractions so that everybody, players, coaches, and staff, can just focus on the next couple of weeks, which is going as far as possible?
That's why they call you Eddie in the fast lane. You're ahead of the posse, Ed. Again, it's something that I'm not worried about the timing, because I know where I want to be. I do think when the season ends and there's other suitors for our players, and in this new age of college basketball we're in, I do think it gives our guys the comfort, if you will, or the knowledge that, hey, this coaching staff is committed to being here. And my hope is that they share in that commitment. And in a way, it's like saying, hey, like, I know what I want to do, where we want to take our program, and we hope they want to be a part of it too, if that's God's will for them.